Let's talk about the weather. And when you stepped outside this morning, you may have noticed it was a little bit cooler. So could our fall temperatures finally be here? Let's find out right now. Meteorologist Maureen McCann live in the Weather Center for us. Maureen, it really felt great this morning.
Yeah, upper 50s, low humidity, a beautiful sunrise. What a great way to start the day. And it continues here in the noontime hour on the Van Ganaway Chevrolet camera. Claremont looking great with lots of sunshine and comfortable temperatures. We're at 74 in Orlando, 75 Titusville, and from Melbourne, 78 degrees. Everyone enjoying sunshine. Really nothing to show you on Storm Tracker 13 with high pressure settling in, and that's going to be here to stay for the next couple of days. Enjoy it on this Thursday. I'll be back with the rest of your weather coming up at 12:11.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
The drier air has arrived in central Florida and it's here to stay for a couple of days. We know that by looking at the water vapor loop, a very clear contrast between all that moisture with our cold front that is moving over the Bahamas right now. This dry air mass has a lot of sunshine associated with it, comfortable temperatures, low humidity, and we're going to have that sort of weather sticking around for the next couple of days. So a nice trade-off after the wet weather that we had earlier in the week. The FBC Mortgage weather cam in downtown Orlando doesn't show a cloud in the sky. High pressure is a sinking air mass, so it suppresses cloud development when it's strong overhead, and that's exactly what we have, illustrated by our planner for today. Sunshine through the 2 o'clock hour, around 83 degrees. Now that's not exactly too far from the average this time of year. We're typically around 85. The average low is 67. We'll be below that tonight, but not quite in the record criteria for those lows. We'll be in the 70s by 8 p.m. with clear skies. Maybe a little bit breezy today with winds coming in out of the west to west-northwest, around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Once the sun starts to go down, the winds will subside, but you may notice that at the beaches for today. Here's a look at your temperatures. A pretty uniform chart here across the board. 80 Palm Coast, 83 Kissimmee, and everywhere in between, generally in the lower 80s. And we're all enjoying sunshine today, followed by clear skies tonight. We'll have light winds. That's also going to contribute to our temperatures falling. Up through sunrise, we're going to be in the upper 50s across the board, a handful of lower 60s in Brevard County. Tomorrow for your Friday to wrap up the work week and go into the weekend, more of the same. If anything, our temperatures may be a degree or two lower just because of the winds turning more northwesterly. Now, our main weather hazard is actually going to be in the water with distant Hurricane Gonzalo, increasing waves and increasing rip current threat, and I'll talk about that more coming up at 21 past. First, a quick look at your tides, and right now a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
A Hurricane Gonzalo update.
Hurricane Gonzalo remains out to sea. It poses no imminent threat to central Florida, but it has strengthened somewhat with the 11 a.m. advisory. I'll have more on that in just a second. It's 21 past, though, so we go to the KSC Visitor Complex at this time. This is the Kennedy Atlantis cam. And why not look at it for a couple of seconds? It's just beautiful with blue skies, comfortable temperatures, low humidity. And if you like this sort of weather, I certainly do, it's going to stick around for a couple more days. And I'll get back to that in a moment. Got a lot to talk about in the tropics. So let's get right to Gonzalo. These are the 11 a.m. numbers coming in from the National Hurricane Center. And on the satellite imagery, that sign of the well-defined eye really is a testament to its strength with those winds that keep it at a Category 4 strength. It's moving to the north at 7 miles per hour. And we like to see that northerly motion because that means it's going to stay out to sea, nowhere near central Florida. This system is some 600-700 miles away, but it is going to do a number on our waves the next couple of days because the intensity of the storm, it's going to be close enough for us to find some increased wave heights. And it's clear to see on Storm Tracker 13 with the bullseye right here where we're detecting some of those wave heights over 10 to 20, even over 25 feet. Can plot those here on Storm Tracker 13, and you'll find those numbers are going to certainly stay out to sea, but locally we may start to pick up on wave heights over 3 to 4 feet in the next couple of days. Now, the forecast track is still going to take it to the north-northeast. However, Bermuda is in the path of it, and it will likely be a dangerous hurricane still, even though it's going to weaken some in the next 24 hours, and certainly by the weekend when it loses tropical characteristics in the northern Atlantic. But if you have travel interests towards Bermuda tomorrow, there is a hurricane warning in effect. That means hurricane force winds imminent, and travel will likely be impacted. So that's going to definitely cause some hazardous conditions in Bermuda, but it stays well to the east of central Florida. Actually, that same cold front that came through yesterday, outlined by this ribbon of moisture here on Storm Tracker 13, that's going to help steer Gonzalo away from North America. This pocket of dry air is building in, and that's here to stay throughout the weekend. As a result, we're going to keep rain out of the forecast for several days. So good news for all of your outdoor plans this weekend. And outdoor plans for today, I'm just going to let this roll on through because the computer model guidance barely detects any clouds, certainly no rain, and that will be your weather for the next couple of days. So your forecast in writing today, lots of sun, comfortable, lower 80s. If anything, might feel a little bit cooler than the actual air temperature because of the dry air and the breeze. This is your pollen forecast brought to you by Trial Pro, the trial professionals, and those levels are going to be medium the next few days, a sign of the lack of rainfall. I'll step aside so you can look at all that sunshine that's here to stay through the weekend. I'll be back with more in less than 10 minutes. Right now, Storm Tracker 13.
Center for a quick check of your exclusive Weather on the One's forecast.
Here at 31 minutes past the hour, I want to start with a viewer photo, and thank you to everyone who shared sunrise pictures today. Just spectacular. This was the view from Cape Canaveral, and this picture came in on News 13 Plus. I'm going to tell you more later this hour how you can download that and how you can share your pictures with us. Now, Storm Tracker 13 is very quiet today. Expect sunshine and low humidity throughout the day. Really nothing showing up weather-wise on the satellite imagery. We can anticipate sunshine and temperatures in the lower 80s for the evening commute. I'll have the rest of your weather coming up next when we go county by county at 41 past the hour.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
So even though our weather is quiet here in central Florida, and it will be for the next couple of days, our big weather hazard will actually be in the ocean due to distant Hurricane Gonzalo. And we can track this out on Storm Tracker 13 between 800 miles away from central Florida. But those wave heights are going to be noticeable for our East Coast beaches in the days to come. Starting today, wave heights offshore over 5 feet, but in this bullseye area right here, picking them up over 20 feet. So locally, we can expect some hazardous conditions in the water. Those in small craft will want to use caution today. Now, interior lakes are going to be looking pretty nice today. Of course, the day started out with sunshine. This was the view in Cocoa Beach. Great start to the day. Sunrise not till almost 7:30. Some experienced surfers out there trying to take advantage of the waves, and many would consider this sort of weather fun because of the increased wave heights, but you do have to use caution, stay near a lifeguard, and watch that rip current threat. Again, the offshore water sees building over 4 feet today with a long period swell. Again, this is all attributed to distant Hurricane Gonzalo. No imminent threat to central Florida, and I'll be back with more on that coming up at 51 past. But 41 past means county by county, and all of these temperatures are looking great today. Lower 80s, low humidity, and full sunshine. Brevard County around 80 in the Cape and 81 for Melbourne. Osceola County between around 82 or 83 from Holopaw to Kenansville. Seminole County looking spectacular with full sunshine, and a little bit warmer for Altamont Springs, 84. After a cool start, you're rebounding into the lower 80s for Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties. And for Orange County, 83, just shy of the average of 85 in Orlando. I'll see you again in less than 10 minutes. Right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
Hurricane Gonzalo update.
I'll have the latest on Hurricane Gonzalo coming up in just a moment with the 11 a.m. numbers in from the National Hurricane Center. But first, let's look outside. Since you still have a little bit of time left in the day, maybe to get to the beach and enjoy that sunshine, this is what awaits you on the West Coast, the Tradewinds Beach Resort at St. Pete Beach, enjoying sunshine today. Of course, we are finding that from coast to coast this afternoon. Lots of beautiful pictures coming in of sunrise this morning. I know I've already shown you a few this hour, but do you mind if I show you a couple more? Just because everyone's been taking advantage of our new News 13 Plus app. Easy way to share your pictures with us. This one from Susan, Brevard County. Great picture of the sun coming up a little bit after 7 o'clock this morning. And we had those crepuscular rays that were visible in Cocoa Beach, and this was the theme of a lot of our pictures from this morning. So a reminder, if you want to share a photo with us and you have an Apple or an Android device, you can share it with us by News 13 Plus. It's a free app. You can download it or get more information by going to mynews13.com. App Center, but it's a great way for you to share pictures, also get the latest on the tropics with Storm Tracker 13 in the palm of your hand. And thank you to everyone who has been sharing those photos with us. Now, the main feature in the tropics, of course, is Category 4 Hurricane Gonzalo, and no threat to Central Florida still, but it's close enough for us to have some residual effects in the water. We're going to have some increased wave heights. Look at that eye, very well defined on the satellite imagery, with winds a little bit stronger as of the 11 a.m. advisory, up to 145 miles per hour. This is going to be moving away from the Bahamas. However, it is going to be in the path of Bermuda. It's going to weaken a little bit by the time it gets there, but still a dangerous storm nonetheless. Over the weekend, it will move into cooler waters of the Canadian Maritimes and become extratropical. All the forecast models are in agreement. This is not going to threaten North America. It's going to stay out to sea, which is exactly what we like to see. Now, part of the steering mechanism with Gonzalo actually is the same cold front that came through Central Florida yesterday. It's well to our east now, but that's going to help push Gonzalo well out to sea. Behind it, that ridge of high pressure is going to be our main weather feature for a couple more days. It will be responsible for our sunshine during the day, our clear skies at night, and the lack of rainfall that you'll find in the forecast through the weekend. Including today, your forecast in writing, lots of sun and low humidity, 83 degrees. That's about 2 degrees less than the average for this time of the year. We will slowly inch back up into that category by the weekend. Saturday and Sunday with highs both days in the middle 80s. That's exactly where we should be for this time of the year. Rain stays out of the forecast until next Wednesday with the cold front, so that is still about 7 days away. Let's focus on the dry weather and how it's timed out perfectly with our Bright House Sports Network Game of the Week, Haggerty vs. Winter Park. You can find it on HD 1147. More in less than 10 minutes right now, Storm Tracker 13.